The holding cell reeked of ammonia and fear. Mira Lockwood sat against the cold metal wall, her breathing shallow, ribs screaming with each inhale. The Kravesh pirates had been thorough in their interrogation. Her left eye was swollen shut, blood crusted at the corner of her mouth. But she hadn't broken. Wouldn't break. The door hissed open, and Commander Vexisthor entered, his chitinous exoskeleton gleaming under the harsh lights. Behind him, 2 guards dragged something small and struggling. Mira's heart dropped. "No," she whispered. Rocky thrashed against the restraints, his golden fur matted with grime. He was barely the size of a terrier, all oversized paws and rounded ears. The Kravesh had found him in her quarters during the raid on the research station. They thought he was a pet. They had no idea what he really was. "Your creature is spirited," Vexthor clicked, his mandibles spreading in what passed for a Kravesh smile. "We thought perhaps seeing it suffer might loosen your tongue about the human defense codes." Mira tried to stand, but pain lanced through her side. "He's just an animal. He doesn't know anything. Then his death will mean nothing." Vexthor gestured to the guard, who raised an electroprod toward Rocky. The cub's eyes met Mira's. In that moment, she saw something ancient stir behind those innocent amber irises. Something that had been waiting. The restraints snapped like paper. Rocky moved like liquid shadow, too fast for the guard's tracking systems to follow. The first guard's scream cut short as the cub's jaws closed around his throat. Not the playful nip of a puppy, the calculated strike of an apex predator. The second guard fired, but Rocky was already airborne, twisting mid-leap. Claws that had seemed so harmless raked across the Kravesh's face, shredding through chitin like it was wet cardboard. The alien collapsed, purple blood pooling beneath him. Vexthor stumbled backward, mandibles clicking in panic. "Impossible." Your scans showed what we wanted them to show," Rocky said. The commander froze. The cub's voice was wrong. Too old. Too knowing. It carried harmonics that made the air vibrate. That made something primal in every being's hindbrain scream warnings. Rocky padded forward, each step deliberate. He raised one paw, and slowly, methodically, licked the purple blood from between his claws. His eyes never left Vexthor. "We are Nithera," Rocky continued, his childlike form at odds with the weight of his words. "We have walked the stars since your species was learning to make fire. We choose forms that suit our purposes. This one." He glanced at Mira, something like affection flickering across his features. "Seemed appropriate." "You're bonded to the human," Vexthor whispered, comprehension dawning. "The stories are true." "Touch her again," Rocky said, his voice dropping to a growl that resonated in the bones. "And we'll feed you to each other." It wasn't an empty threat. Mira had seen what the Nithara could do when provoked. She'd been a xenobiologist on their homeworld, one of the few humans they'd allowed close. When the Kravesh raiders attacked the station, Rocky had insisted on coming with her, taking this diminutive form to avoid attention. She'd thought he was trying to hide. She'd been wrong. He'd been hunting. Vexthor backed toward the door, his exoskeleton clicking nervously. "The Kravesh collective will do nothing," Rocky interrupted. "Because you're going to carry a message to your collective. Tell them the humans are under Nithera protection. Tell them what happened here. Tell them what happens when you touch what is ours." The commander's compound eyes widened. "You'd go to war over one species?" Rocky's lips pulled back, revealing teeth that seemed too numerous, too sharp. "We don't go to war, Commander. We simply remove obstacles. The question is, does your collective want to be removed?" The door opened, and Rocky gestured with one blood-stained paw. "Go, before I decide you're not worth the message." Vexthor fled. Silence filled the cell, broken only by Mira's ragged breathing. Rocky padded over to her, his form seeming to shimmer at the edges. As if the universe couldn't quite decide what he was, he sat beside her, and for a moment, he was just a cub again, pressing his warm body against her side. "You came for me," Mira whispered. Always, Rocky replied, his ancient voice softening. That's what Pack does. I thought Nithara didn't bond with other species. We didn't. Until we met humans. He tilted his head, studying her with those two knowing eyes. Your chaos and compassion, violence and mercy. You fascinate us, frustrate us, make us feel things we'd forgotten we could feel. Mira managed a pained smile, running her fingers through his fur. So you picked the cutest form possible? Strategy, Rocky said primly. Nobody expects the cub. She laughed, then winced as her ribs protested. Rocky stood, shaking himself, and the air around him rippled. For just a heartbeat, Mira saw his true form, vast and terrible and beautiful, something that existed in dimensions her human mind couldn't fully process. Then he was a cub again. Small and fluffy, and utterly non-threatening. Can you walk? He asked. I'll manage. Good. Because there are 17 more Kravesh between us and the hangar. And I'm feeling particularly protective today. Mira struggled to her feet, leaning against the wall. Try not to start an interstellar incident. Rocky's eyes gleamed with predatory amusement. Too late for that. He moved toward the door, then paused, glancing back at her. For what it's worth, Mira Lockwood, you would have been proud. I didn't need anyone. Yet. Yet? The day is young. The door opened, and alarms began to wail. Rocky walked into the corridor, and Mira followed, limping but unbowed. Behind them, the two guards lay still, their shocked expressions frozen in death. Ahead, the sounds of panic and running feet echoed through the ship. The Kravesh were learning what humanity's allies had known for millennia. The Nithara chose their bonds carefully, and once chosen, they protected their own with the fury of ancient stars. Somewhere in the chaos, Mira heard Vex's Thor's voice over the intercom, ordering full evacuation. She smiled despite the pain. Nobody touched the pack.